What's good? What's good, guys? Another session want us to do a weekly review as of 13th to 18th, I guess, of this month, October. And yeah, pretty nice week that I did have from last week. This euro, though I took the final part of the week, I took some losses. These pound that didn't really move. Gold. I think pretty good also. Did I took I think two trades for gold and mainly NQ. I had some good start of the week, but then later on the market actually tanked. We're gonna be talking about it. So let's reflect on what I'm actually expecting for these coming weeks. Oh my, these ES and NAS really tanked, which to me is a nice thing, right? To me, ain't really complaining about it. But before that, let's see what we expect over here for DXY, Euro, and everything. Guys, I think you remember these opportunities we've been talking about. Wanted to see how the market would react to this high, and if that will happen, then we expected higher prices, which actually did eventually happen. If we'd broken through these, we were to expect lower prices, which funny enough, our high probability level that I was watching for actually happened. So want to clear everything right here, then we get to see what the market gonna give us. So I usually want to start from the monthly time frame and see even if the market is actually reaching higher, what are we likely to expect for, and if the market is likely to go lower, what are we likely going for? So from the monthly time frame for DXY, and if we are going higher for DXY, then both the majors, which is the EU, AU, and GU, are likely to go lower. I don't trade AU. I usually want to watch EU and GU, but GU of late maybe going lower, hasn't really been displacing nicely as EU, but seems EU is more weaker compared to pound. So DXY, what we've seen is so far we have swept these lows. We currently are pushing higher, and even if I go further to the 3 months time frame, what you can notice over here is we have a 3-month FEG from this low. I'll ensure I've aligned things up right there. Over here we have these to ensure everything is to the T. So we have these 3 months high, not high, fair value gap, that is an imbalance that we can expect to see the market trade into. So it's a liquidity pool where somehow want to see whether the market will rally into that. And the good thing is, if you observe the structure over here, we don't really want to look deeper onto the left. We want to only to observe this price leg, and a price leg that has a fair value gap. So what happened is, this is also a fair value area right here. We have these bodies acting as a fair value area. So we'll ensure that it's also labeled as a 3-month fair value area, and I think should be right other than left right there. So we have this 3-month fair value area inside that fair value gap, which somehow is a major liquidity pool. And also you can also in the fair value gap, we have that 3-month high, this high that could actually push the market going higher to fill that a fair value gap. So for now, what you can see is this prior candle, we did really have a push going higher. We did react with this candles low, but we formed a fair value gap. Though we kind of rejected, to me it's a rejection, yes, that we need to be aware of, but we might just be engineering liquidity for the market, maybe to sweep them, and then we continue higher. This candle also, we can notice it swept the prior month low, and now we pushed higher, then again rejected. This candle opened, rallied lower, we pushed higher, though we have a small rejection, which I think from the lower time frame we're gonna be monitoring what is happening. But even if the market should be going higher, then this is the monthly 3-month fair value gap that I can expect maybe the market to trade into, maybe sting into that fair value area, and then a drop off. So back to the monthly to see what's happening over there. So from the monthly, what you can see, all these liquidities resting above there is also the 3 months high, or also the 3 months fair value gap overlapping nicely with those 3-month fair value area low right there. You can see that. So to me, from the monthly, we have a liquidity sweep, a rejection up nicely. We have 19 days to go before this candle closes. We did create the lower week, traded above the open, though we are currently rejecting. Want to see how the market from the lower time frames around this point is communicating, and if we have any signals, then what we want to see is higher prices towards these highs. So those are the highs I would really first want to see, that will be actually trading into that fair value gap. Then off that, we can predetermine, we want to observe how the market reacts onto that. Either we continue higher to these fair value gaps, or maybe we just react off it going towards these lows. For now, let's observe from the lower time frames what we have around that point in time. So from the weekly for DXY, I think let me ensure that everything is visible from these and below right there. So from the weekly, what you're seeing is the XY is really, to me, kind of bullish. We have that liquidity sweep, which we have been talking about. So if I have it there, and use my emojis, liquidity sweep, yeah, should be bottom right. So we had this liquidity sweep, then the market actually rejected higher. So this, we can refer to this as the first fake move, pushed higher, engineer those liquidities. We have you see how we have been struggling to drop going lower. We only wicked, and now we kind of have some nice push going higher. From the weekly time frame, what we can notice is this last week candle, we actually closed above this high, actually closed above that high with some nice displacement, though we rejected. This rejection can be just liquidity, because also this one was a form of liquidity that was engineered. We consolidated to sweep all these liquidities and liquidities within this range over here. Then now the market has displaced above this high. Want to observe further from the lower time frames, sorry, what actually has happened here right then. So if we align that high, exactly, so at that point we want to observe what the market has actually done from the lower time frames. But I'm liking this price action, because to me it's screaming more of bullish, and the first target I want to see price deliver to will be that high. So from the daily, what do we see? Do we have fair value gaps of which we may react from? So we have this area the market had already displaced through, creating a market structure shift right there. All right, like there we have a market structure shift. Also see the structure from the daily, we had the market was failing to drop really heavily, going lower. We did consolidate as we were dropping, not nicely dropping moves, but now we did displace above these levels, which is even a clear market structure shift. But the first market structure shift was actually confirmed at this moment in time, because this was the final price leg. Then the market actually closed there, formed that fair value gap. We traded into this breakaway gap, then we have been pushing of that. And since we have, I think, to me, these we have no any resistance here, so I'm expecting really a quick move from this level, a sharp one, maybe to this high, because to me this structure is more of bullish. And the area that I want to be watching and to see with how the market will react to it is this area, which happens to be a daily fair value area. And also we have these fair value gaps that are overlapping at this moment in time. So what I will be watching for, we have this level there, that daily fair value gap. Let me ensure there. So we have a daily FEG, bottom right. Same one, I can clone these to these lows. There we go. So we have a second daily fair value gap below these daily fair value area. So I'll have these pushed on this side to avoid many markups. So we have this daily fair value area, which I need to label over there, top left. Top left, I think, will be fine. So we have that daily fair value area. Now from the weekly time frame, we might expect the next candle maybe a drop off. And is it likely that we may continue this week? We will try to see whether that is likely to happen, or maybe we can consolidate to form the third candle of a fair value gap. But I don't want really to anticipate that, or don't want really to have that in mind. I want to observe what the market will do around this moment in time. But also at the back of my mind, I need also to understand that this might be the third candle of a fair value gap. So we might be consolidating this week, so that the next other weeks might have a sting, then we continue going higher. But as of now, we have these two daily fair value gaps, which I will be really observing. And what I will be expecting is a drop to those levels. So something like this. I'm leaning more of a bearish, so something like this. No, I don't want this. I want this band. So something like this, a drop into this area, maybe those areas. Then want to see some displacements going higher that are respecting, and finally want to see the market gravitate higher. And the thing I will be watching for is how the market react to these bearish fair value gaps. If the market doesn't really respect these bearish fair value gaps, and the market disrespects them, then I will get involved going higher towards those highs. So that's what I'm expecting. And definitely, if I'm trying to long DXY, then EU and GU most definitely I'm watching also to continue going lower. So I wouldn't really want to look into them, but I will clear most of the stuffs over here. Let me lock these right there. Also will lock the necessary stuffs that maybe don't want to see them being deleted. Anything else? Let's let these lock. So we have should lock that. So yeah, then the rest other stuffs, I think I can delete. No, I need to keep them right there. So this is what I'm remaining with. And from the monthly time frame, if we go also, I will talk about EU because it seems it's the weaker one compared to, it seems even GPP, uh, and also GPP looks to be the weaker one because we are forming the SMT with a lower low. But if you consider the price action or the prior week candle, sorry, not the price action, the prior week candle, you can see for EU was more of a bearish, no big rejection compared to that of GU. So we'll mainly consider trading sorry, EU, other than GU. So the same, we have the 3 months fair value gap that we can maybe expect the market to trade into. Currently, we are trading below the opening price of that candle. And if we see the monthly time frame, I think the opposite is true for what we talked about DXY. We have these relative equal lows, which happens to also to be the 3 months fair value gap. This month with 19 days, we did push lower, though we rejected. Now we have engineered some other liquidities, and dropping further to the weekly time frame, we have the same, the opposite. The market has been struggling to really push higher. We swept all those liquidities, we dropped lower. We have created the market structure shift. So it's a bearish market structure shift for EU. Right there. So all these low resistance liquidity run have been run, and we have no any other resistance level. So we might expect just a drop going lower. So I'm expecting really some sharp and quick movement because of there is no resistance within area. Some quick movements going lower. But what is our context? From what levels are we likely to expect that drop off? We don't have really any fair value gaps there. We don't have any fair value gaps there that maybe the market can react off, but we have this fair value area which maybe the market might harvesting into that. And if we harvesting into that fair value area, let's see from the daily what we have. This is the fair value area right there. Should be top right. Nice one. So we have that daily fair value area. We don't have any fair value gap. I don't know for GU whether we have a fair value gap. No fair value gap too. So need to drop deeper into maybe the 4 hour and see whether we have any liquidities maybe. All right. So what we have here is all these liquidities around that area, right? Which also happens if you go to DXY, we have those liquidities also that are paired with a daily fair value gap over here, which I want to see maybe the market trade into those fair value gap, sweeping those liquidities, then a continuation going higher if indeed we are bullish for DXY. So if I'm bearish for EU, what I want to see is something of this sort, maybe a push sweeping those liquidities, then want to see the market disrespecting bullish fair value gaps, respecting bearish fair value gaps to these lows, and even we can expect further drops towards those lows. So that's what I'm actually watching for. A swing, as a sweep over those liquidities around the daily fair value area, then start forming bearish fair value gaps, and then later on expect the market dropping to those lows. That's what I'm expecting for EU and definitely GU. I will be considering which is the most weakest pair of all. Also, maybe AU, don't the AU USD. Maybe it can be the weakest pair. Oh my god, yeah, it is the weakest pair. It is the weakest pair. So I think going lower, AU is the pair to watch for. I need also to have it I think in my watch list, because AUD USD. All right, yeah. So having that, it should be even at the top exactly. So if we go to the 3 months time frame, all right, okay, that's the 6 month, 3 month. All right, we saw a push going higher. Now do we have any fair value gap? The first area that I'd want to see the market gravitate to should be these lows, and maybe to refine deeper. Yeah, those lows are the lows that I want to see. And you see how heavy that monthly candle is for now, and also the weekly is so heavy. Since we have no resistance, this level is our next target. So where should we catch ourselves from? So if really bearish, I will consider either EU or AU. So from the daily time frame, what we have, the market actually displaced, forming this fair value area over here. Is it likely that we continue higher towards those? I don't expect so. So most likely what you can expect going lower is from this fair value gap, this 4 hour fair value gap right there. So I think for now AU is a weaker one. AU is a weaker one, fair value gap. I think that's where I can actually I will be watching it, right? So maybe a push back into that fair value gap, then start displacing lower towards those lows, or even further. We can have further targets even these lows, because there's no resistance over here, so we can expect a quick and sharp rapid movement. So that's what I'm expecting for AU before we talk over gold and NAS and ES. So can have a thing like that for AU. And now talking about gold, a quick one. I don't want really to make this video that long, so I want to clear everything. I want to clear everything and actually start from the higher time frame. The higher time frame, the market has really been bullish. Nothing more from the monthly, the 3 month monthly time frame. Also, we have been really bullish. Nothing really to confirm to us whether we can short. For now, we are really bullish. Weekly time frame, remember, we want to follow the higher time frame trend, really bullish. What we don't want to just call this the top and maybe expect retracement in a momentous market like this. Trying to just try to short, I think it's a not option for me until otherwise. But from the daily, what you're seeing is the market is also bullish, forming fair value gaps. This fair value gap being reacted into, and if the market is bullish, what we want to see the market trade into these relative equal highs. And if we are actually bearish, what you can want to see maybe the market deliver to is towards also these relative equal highs. And since we are in between these bullish fair value gap, which is currently being respected, we are pushing higher. And if we see the 4-hour structure, 4-hour structure, we have these 4-hour bearish fair value gap that actually has been disrespected. The market didn't do its job by pushing prices towards this low. The rejection high has been disrespected. So most likely what we want to see is maybe at the open we might see a thing like this. Sorry, right? That's what can draw the market uh, lower. But to me, I want to see maybe a thing like this. Then at this point in time, we can observe how the markets react to that, whether we can continue maybe forming higher highs to go higher, or maybe we can just sweep that and then we start displacing coming towards these lows. So for now, for me, I really want to wait for gold. Not really clear. Yes, from this level I can expect to see the market rally to this level. Then from this level, are we likely to drop going lower, or maybe we can continue going higher? That's what I want to see. So currently in this area I don't want to get involved, but maybe after price has reached this level and as communicated, that's when I will personally engage. Back to what we have over here, NQ and ES. NQ and ES has been really triggered this week. We saw them, the market tank. The stocks have actually crashed, and to me, it's a nice thing. But also, how can we maybe take advantage of the market dropping? We have been bullish last 3 months. Let's see what we have over here. Last 3 months we have been bullish, and this candle just opened up, swept the high. We are currently dropping. To what levels are we likely to drop to? We actually don't know. That's what we need to find from the monthly time frame. What is attracting the market going lower? What we have is the prior month's low with these low resistance liquidities. If the market indeed is bearish, we want to see those lows being taken. And if we are bullish, or do we want to see draw the market going higher, we will identify that from the weekly time frame. But if you are bearish, maybe that's the first target we might reach, and also we might do some refining from the weekly time frame. All right, if we are bullish, we should be reacting off this fair value gap. But if the market, because we have already traded into this fair value gap, if we see the market displacing below this weekly low right here, because that fair value gap has actually been utilized, and this is the candle that has traded into this weekly fair value gap over here. If we see the market actually displacing below that, we should expect a drop going lower. And what we will we might have some resistance of will be this order block. But if also we break through that, we might expect a continuation going lower. So for now, if the market will be bullish, the target we want to see the market rally to is the all-time highs. But is that likely with this candle formation? And also we formed a bearish engulfing candle, whereby I usually love to have this gun box to ensure that I subdivide these the whole candle range into 4 equal parts. And the specific levels I will want to see the market maybe sting into will be the 0.25 or maybe the 0.5. But I'm not really expecting the market to drop deep to this 0.5 level, but maybe a reaction of the 0.25 level to continue lower. If that doesn't happen, then most likely I will expect higher prices towards the all-time highs, but as of now I'm leaning more of a bearish. So from what levels are we expecting? So we have a clear market structure shift being formed over here. Market broke through these lows and also closed below the bodies. So um not really a clear fair value gap. Maybe on Monday we consolidate, then on Tuesday we continue crashing, going lower, or maybe we just open up and continue tanking lower. I need to identify what's the most likely area that we might displace off of. So firstly, we'll wait for the next candle to open. I think if we confirm our fair value gap, then we'll wait to see a thing like this, maybe a thing into that fair value gap, then watch and see whether we might be displacing below this line I've told you guys over here. Below that, if we start displacing, then I want to see something like this towards those lows. But until we break through these lows, feel like sneezing. Until we break through these lows, then I am not really actually involved, want to get involved in that. And maybe some scenario number two that might actually happen is just the market do a thing like this, just open up, sting into these levels, then we start disrespecting maybe bullish fair value gaps. If I see a thing like that and we form bearish fair value gaps, then we might also expect to see that happening. So those are my two kind of scenarios that I will be watching for both NQ and I think ES. But let's watch ES by itself. Then need to clear everything right there. So the same 3 months we are dropping after sweeping the prior month high, and that massive candle. If we are bearish, what should really attract the market going lower? We have this prior month low. We have that prior month low. We have swept already the prior month high. It's now displacing nicely. We have also these fair value gaps being left open at that point in time. Will we trade into them? For now, we actually don't know. And further information from the weekly time frame. We did trade past this fair value gap, the daily fair value gap, compared to NQ that we only saw a sting into it. So with this also, want to see how the market will be reacting to the low of this candle. If we start displacing below that, then to me I'm expecting lower prices. If we are bullish, then this is the high we want to see the market deliver to. Maybe we might just have a sweep of this and then we continue higher towards those, but I think that will be I think we need more confirmation on that, because currently what I'm seeing or what I'm expecting is more bearish prices. So also the same price action, market structure shift, closing below the wicks and the bodies. Nice maybe target that we can have over here, some low resistance, liquidity run. Also we have these LR LR low resistance liquidity run, maybe bottom center. There we all. So we have that. If the market actually, we might see a drop deeper towards even these lows because of no resistance that is there. We will be monitoring what the market actually will be doing. Also from the weekly time frame, I failed to mark bearish engulfing candle, because we have this candle sweeping the prior candle's high and closing below the opening and the closing price of the prior candle also. So it qualifies to be a bearish engulfing candle. It swept the prior candle high and closed below the opening and the closing price of the prior candle. That's an engulfing candle. We're likely expecting to see the market drop to the 0.25 level, then continue. We will be monitoring that. And from the 4-hour time frame, what we have there around the right there, all right, so I will be monitoring a thing like this whereby we confirm a lower 4-hour fair value gap right there, though we have this 4-hour fair value gap overlapping with the 0.5 level. So we might just form this a lower 4-hour fair value gap, of which price might react going lower, and I will be reacting of if the market actually displaces below that low. And scene number 2 is we might expect maybe a deeper retracement to this 0.5 level, and maybe a tap into that 4-hour fair value gap there. Then if we see the market dropping lower, disrespecting 4-hour bullish fair value gaps, respecting 4-hour bearish fair value gaps, then we can expect something like that. So that's what I will be maybe keen for, and I will see how the market will actually move, and let's see what will be happening to engage accordingly. So that is it for this video, guys. Hopefully we can get to learn, and let's hope that we have an amazing week ahead. Until next time, be safe.